What is up, you guys? How are you guys doing on this beautiful, gorgeous, marvelous day? It's your girl Crystal.Alexis, and today I am back with another video. And this video is pretty much gonna be my story of how I became sort of addicted to marijuana, how it all began for me, where it all started. I'm gonna do a couple story times, tell you a couple stories of where I was in the beginning, and then how I got where I was, and then where I am currently with it. But before we get into this video, I'm gonna need you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you hit that post notification bell so you could be notified when your girl drops another video. But for now, let's go on and get into this video. So I'll just start by saying, where mine came from, I wasn't gonna do this video in the first place. So I'll just start by saying that I never intended on doing this video, and I didn't mention it in my testimony video because I never really had an intent on doing this type of video, but because I was just watching one of the people that I watch video, and him talking about how he conquered one of his battles and how God helped him with his battle. And under the comments, somebody commented, can you do a video on how to pretty much conquer an addiction with marijuana, because that's what she's struggling with. And that was kind of God's way of saying to me, like, hey, do your story, like, let people know, because if I can just help one person, that's gonna make me feel so much better, even if it's just one. So I'll just begin, and I'm gonna be doing story times, a couple story times throughout, to let you know exactly where I was at with it. So let's just begin. And I'll start where I kind of began, which was when I was 15. 15 was actually the first time that I smoked at all. Actually, that time I didn't get high. I did not get high that time. It was just me pretty much smoking. I smoked a bong, and if you ever smoked a bong, you would know, like, it's not easy doing a bong at all. So I didn't know what I was doing, and I was wasting so much weed. That's why it was like I wasn't even getting high. It took me like 3 attempts, and by like the 3rd attempt, I finally got a little bit of smoke out, but like it wasn't enough to even give me anything. So I didn't get high, and that's why I said I wasn't high off of that. So that was just my first time like ever trying it or ever having weed at all. So 15. But in 2013 was the time that I actually tried it, and I was I think I had just turned 17. And at that time I had just turned 17. No, I had just turned 16, I think. Yeah, I think I just had turned 16. And yeah, I was 16, and it was New Year's of 2013, and it was me, Tati, and then her sister. I won't say her sister name, we're just gonna call her Sister D. We were, it was New Year's, we were chilling. We usually always chill on New Year's, and we have the house to ourselves. And her sister left us like a little bottle of Ciroc. Like, y'all know how big Ciroc bottles is. It had to be like this size, and it was probably like this much Ciroc in there. And we split that between like 3 people, so we had like 2 shots each, maybe. So that night we had Jello shots also. So that night we was just at the house chilling. We was kind of bored, and we like, let's do something out of the ordinary, something spontaneous, which I want to do. It's New Year's, let's have fun, let's turn up. So the idea of let's go get some marijuana came about. So we ended up going to get some weed, and it was like it had to be like 11. So we like, they should still be out because it's not like 12 yet. So we should be able to find somebody if we go walk. So we went to go walk, ended up walking, and of course we found somebody who's selling, and he told us from the jump, he's like, I only got Reggie left. That's cool, because it was my first time. It was like our first time getting high, so we didn't really need nothing, like no gas. So we just had, Reggie, and got the wraps, came back, and we took some shots and we smoked. That day, that was the first time getting high. I laughed. I was like laughing. Everything was so funny. And I was laughing. We got to this point where I was dying laughing because we had like buku snacks, like buku snacks. And so Tati was eating her chip, but like she was going in slow motion, like picking this chip up, and it was just literally like this. And like right before it got to her mouth, she dropped it. But like because everything was going in slow motion, I can literally see her face go from like this excitement to having this chip to like sadness. Like it was just literally, I watched her face go from excited to sad, and I was cracking up, like just dying laughing. So D is like, yo, why she keep laughing? What is so funny? What is so funny? So she went to go pick up the chip, but the way she was picking up the chip made me laugh even harder. So now I'm like on the floor holding my stomach like one of those laughs, like can't breathe, stomach hurt. And so Tati is just like, yo, what is so funny? Like, why do you keep laughing? And got up off the floor with like, and I got so sad. I'm just like, I don't know why I keep laughing. I don't know, like, but I'm literally so sad. Like I don't know why. So I ended up just getting up and going to the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom once I got out. So she has like 2 layers of stairs. Y'all know how like upstairs is, like you got the first layer to come in and that little thing, and then you come down the stairs, like a second layer of stairs. So the first layer of stairs, I stood at the top, and I'm like, I don't know how like drunk people can't walk down the stairs. It's easy. Like I'm just sitting here saying to myself, it's mad easy. So I'm just counting the stairs, 1 stair, 2 stairs, going down these stairs. And I get down here, and I ended up getting to the second layer of stairs to go down, and I don't know how I felt. I don't know what happened. I just know I went to go step down the step, and next thing I know, I was like falling down the stairs. But I was falling on my butt, like going down the stairs on some bump. But I'm bony, so it's literally bone and stair. So that night, I don't know, I fell down the stairs. And once I got to the bottom of the step, like I can hear them in the other room, like whispering, like, is she okay? Did she just fall down the stairs? Oh my gosh. Somebody should go check on her. Like, somebody go check on her. Like, is she okay? I don't know. That's not gonna get hurt. I'm gonna check on her. So Tati gets in there, she goes check on me, and she asked me like, no, are you okay? What happened? I explained to her what happened. That night we ended up going to these boys' house because they said they had a bottle. So we went to their house to go get the bottle, get there, and it's like a smell in this house. Like this house is kind of stink. It stinks in here. And I'm like in my head like, it's stinking in this house, like, but D says out loud, yo, it's stinking here, mad loud. Like, so I started busting out laughing. At this point, I'm laughing. Like, so Tati is just like, oh, be quiet. Like, why would you say that out loud? Be quiet. Like, so we just like, yo, we just about to get up out of here. You don't have a bottle. You're not giving us what we came for. We standing here looking awkward. We're leaving. So we ended up leaving. Once we left, we ended up going through like these bushes in order to get back to the house, and I ended up cutting my eye, like right here type of thing, on this branch. But you know, I took it, I was like, that's my karma, because I knew I was supposed to be doing something that I was supposed to be doing. So I kind of just took it as like, that was my little karma right there. And then I think we ended up going back to the house, like chilling for a minute, dancing. I had videos that are all on my old phone. So many videos of us just dancing and laughing, making jokes, and just having so much fun. And then around like 1 or 2, she's like, let's go walk to my boyfriend's house. So we ended up going to walk to her boyfriend's house. Took her to go see her boyfriend. And I don't know, like what, 16, 15, 14-year-olds, or 13, she could have been 13. 13 or 14-year-olds was doing out at 2 in the morning, but we sure was at 2 in the morning. And that was like my first time getting high. The second time I can remember getting high was actually New Year's, but this was New Year's of 2016. And oh my gosh, so it was this dude we call White Boy, and RIP to, I don't even say his name because he's deceased now, but I'm gonna just call him P. So RIP to him though. But it was him, and me and P was talking, like we talked, and you know, I really went there to go see him, you know, because you know, he's a little cutie. And I had found out that night that actually this was somebody I actually had a crush on in high school. Like, I had the biggest crush on him in high school and didn't even know that was him. And ended up running into him, what, 3 years later, and we ended up liking each other. So it was crazy. But the whole night, me and him ain't really talk, like, and I guess because he was like shy and I'm shy, but I can't get with another shy person. Like, somebody got to talk. So I ended up really connecting with like White Boy the whole night. So me and White Boy, we was just clowning, like, since I met this boy. We walked to the store that night and he was just clowning me the whole night, like, and somebody who could make me laugh, even, you know, talking about me, we cool. So he had me like dying laughing from jump. We ended up getting back to the house, and it all began with like this whole, if y'all ever had like Sobe water or a Sobe drink, and so Tati he had bought this Sobe drink from the store, and she tasted it and she like gave it to me on some, you gotta try this is mad good. So I had tasted it. I'm like, oh, this is mad good. So he like, yeah, that's why we buying them. He like, I told y'all these drinks good. So we drinking the Sobe little juice or whatever, and she keep coming back getting his Sobe like juice out his hand, but she'll take it but get distracted because she'll be talking to somebody come grab her, talk to her. So she'll be like talking, holding his drink, and he'll just be over here and give my drink back, taking it back. So me and him was in like talking, we standing on the wall talking, and she came in like, where the Sobe at? So she took the Sobe water or whatever, and she took it. But she was talking and it was in her hand. So he was like, I'm about to go take it from her. He's like, I bet you she ain't gonna notice that I got it. So I'm like, all right, go try or whatever. So he goes to take this drink out of her hand, and I kid you not, like a good 15-20 minutes later, she comes in. She comes in like, where the Sobe at? Where the Sobe at? So we dying laughing like, girl, it's called Sobe. So where the Sobe at? And P, he don't know what she talking about. So he like, the soap upstairs, like, but the way he said it, like, me and White Boy just started dying laughing, like, not the soap. She said, I didn't say no soap, I said the soap. I'm like, she talking about the soap you drink. He like, oh, I think she talking about soap. So we just like clowning and laughing. I'm like, yo, sis, he been took that from you like a good 20 minutes ago. You just noticed it. I'm like, it was a whole joke. I'm like, joke been over like 20 minutes ago. You just really now noticed him taking it. She like, I didn't know he took it. Like, when did he take this drink? I'm like, yo, he really just came and literally took it right out your hand, like right in front of your face. Like, she like, for real? Like, just took it out your hand. So we laughing about it. All of us just dying laughing about this. And then I think she ended up going back in the other room, and I was sitting talking to him, White Boy and P. We sitting and we was talking about movies or something. They was telling me to watch some type of movie. They like, oh, these movies is mad good, you gotta watch them. And we ended up talking, and they were like rolling up, and they like, oh, we about to teach you how to roll up. So I'm like, no, you're not. So they like, yes, you is. You gotta learn how to roll today. And I'm like, I'm not rolling nobody weed. I ain't putting on nobody's stuff. I'm not rolling nobody. Like, yo, we got mad weed. We not worried about it. You messed up. We got enough to go around. We not worried about it. You about to learn. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So they end up rolling. passing me the blunt, of course. I'm smoking with them, and they like, you not even smoking right. What is you doing? I'm just, I don't know, like, so I thought you was supposed to smoke, so they like, nah. And they kind of taught me how to smoke. I would say like everything, but I don't want to teach nobody how to. I'm not playing any parts in that. So they pretty much taught me what to do, and like I hit this blunt and I'm choking. Like when I say can't breathe, choking, like, and they like, there you go. You hit it, there you go. So that's why you got it. And so I'm like literally dying right now. And they passing the blunt around, it come back to me, I'm still choking. I'm looking at them, I'm not hitting that right now. They, you gotta hit it, like, come on, show turn again, like, and I'm just, I'm good. Like, let me catch my breath. I finally caught my breath. We smoked, went around with this session. We just had so much fun. We ended up going upstairs, and white boy accusing me of stealing his phone, like, this entire time. This boy, you got my phone. I don't have your phone. I really feel like you took it, and I'm just like, I didn't take your phone. I don't want your phone. I got my own phone. I don't need your phone. So me and him going back and forth about this phone, and it's just a fun night. End up, you know, finally getting a chance to talk to P, but that's a whole nother discussion. Like, so we ended up finally getting like our long time and talking. And we kind of had like a whole conversation, and he kind of told me a lot of things that, you know, we just talked. And then we went to bed, like we went to sleep. And then that was that night. That was the second night that second time I ended up getting high. Oh, we played beer pong that night too. We had so much fun playing beer pong. I forgot about that. But we just had fun that night. That was New Year's of 2016. And then after that, I think the next time I ended up smoking was my birthday. I want to say this had to be my 20th birthday. I think this was my 20th birthday. It was like the next time I remember getting high. Because like I said, I wasn't like a smoker. This wasn't an everyday thing for me. I literally only smoke, I say special occasions like New Year's or a birthday. That was the only time I smoked. Other than that, for the rest of the year, I didn't smoke. I wasn't smoking throughout the rest of the year. So on my birthday, I think I ended up smoking my 20th birthday. And we ended up having so much fun because she bought me, I had a bottle of Ciroc, and we got drunk, and we made these bomb drinks, and we smoking, and we just had fun. And then I want to say after that had to be what, 2016, 2017. Yeah, the end of 2016, because my birthday's in December, so like the end of 2016. And then after that, yeah, I didn't really smoke like that. And I didn't start smoking heavy until 2018. Like after I went to Vegas, whatever year I went to Vegas, the first year I went to Vegas, like that's when I started smoking heavy. Like it was a everyday thing. And when I tell you, the reason I went to say all those stories is because in the beginning, smoking for me was just something to do, and it was fun. Like I had fun when I did it. Things that when I got high, it was fun. But eventually it got to a point where that fun ends. And this is where I could come in and tell the story. That fun eventually, it stops, and it's no longer like funny. Stuff is no longer funny. It's no longer, you get so immune to it. It's like, it just now becomes a thing. And I just got to a point where smoking just became that stress reliever for me. It became like to a point where I used to dance to relieve stress, but it got to a point where I couldn't even dance without smoking first, where it was just I can't dance without smoking. I gotta drink or smoke. I can't get into it the way I used to. And that became like a red flag to me. Like, yo, I can't even do the one thing that relieves stress from me because I have to do the new stress reliever in order to do that stress reliever. So I'm just like to a point where, excuse me, I just got to a point where now this has become a thing for me. And I started smoking every day. When I got depressed, smoked. Stressed, smoked. When I'm mad, let me smoke, make me happy. When I'm sad, let me smoke, make me happy. And it just has become the norm for me. And I've never been like that because I've always been the type of person who really didn't like smoking. I've had more bad experiences than good. Like the ones I just told you about is probably like one of the only good experiences that I've ever had with smoking. Other than that, every other experience that I've had smoking, it was not good because the thoughts you have. And like even when people say high thoughts, when you think, nah, that stuff is real. Like where you just real life start questioning life and you start questioning things. When you smoke, you look at the world a whole different way. Things just start coming up to question. And I guess that's why it's like God even says, no, don't open your third eye, or no, don't do this, because then you start questioning things. And when you start questioning things, you start trying to seek answers. And when you seek answers, you end up finding the wrong answer, and the devil gonna put in your ear what he wants to put in your ear. So it's kind of, I guess why they call it devil's lettuce, because he kind of, you question things and he gives you the answers immediately, but it's not the answers that are the real answers. It's not what you should be seeking. So it's just answers that make you look at the world differently and kind of make you stop believing, like in a sense of, you just, because you're questioning so many things, it affects your beliefs in a lot of ways. So I'm just like at the point where, like I said, smoking for me, I had more bad times and more bad experiences smoking than I had good, including once I got more and more into it, it just got worse and worse for me. I have so many experiences where I paranoid and just going through it, but I continue to let it be. I think the time it hit me, one of the times it hit me the most was when I'm looking at myself in the mirror. I looked at myself in the mirror and just scrambling to find like little buds of weed, trying to put it in the bong and smoking in the bong just so I can get some type of high, because I'm just like that stressed. And I'm just like, I ended up telling Tati, I'm like, yo, I was on some. Now I really looked at myself like, yo, sis, you want crackhead behavior right now, and that's real life. And she like, nah, I've been there. We talked about it, we laughed about it, probably went to go smoke right during talking about it, to be honest. And it's just like, to go through that and be in that type of form where I have to look at myself, you're doing too much, and I don't like that. So it got to that point, and I ended up fast forwarding to about a month, 2 months ago. I'll say 2 months ago, where I finally decided, like, okay, it's time to quit, because now it's getting to a point where I can't eat without smoking. Now I was at the stage of like, I literally was one of those people where I gotta smoke to eat. I can't eat without smoking. I don't have appetite unless I smoke. So I was just like, listen, I don't eat that much as it is, so that ain't good for me. I can't, the little bit of food that I can take down, a little bit of eating that I can do, I'm not gonna ruin that with just smoking, because now I became so to the point where I'm smoking like 2 to 3, from 3, I want to say 3 to 5 months a day. We going through them, and it's just getting to a point where I can't do this. Like I can't eat. So I was like, I'm gonna quit. So the first time I tried to quit, I went 6 days. 6 days, linked back up with my friend, and like I had a whole plan. I was like, I'm gonna be like, I quit, I ain't smoking, we ain't doing this. But pass me the blunt, and boom, I hit the blunt. And I'm just like, oh, she like, I'm like, this is hitting crazy. I was like, this is something good, because it was hitting crazy. Like, and I haven't felt that feeling since the beginning when I first started. That was like the first time I felt that again, like that type of feeling that I had. And she like, yeah, this that good. And she like, well, it's, and also I took days off. So she like, I know it's hitting different because you took a couple days off. So I'm like, yeah, because it's hitting. And after that, I just went, bought weed, you know, smoked, rolled up. So after I was done with that, I was like, once I got to the point of can't afford it, my motto has always been, if you can't afford it, if you can't afford that habit, you shouldn't have it. Like, so once I got to the point where if I can't afford it, I don't need to have this habit. So I couldn't afford it, and I was just, okay, well, since I can't afford it, I guess that means it's time for me to quit. So I got to the point of I'm quitting now, and I made it official that I was gonna quit. And I went 6 days again, and I ended up smoking again on that 6th day. And this time I kind of felt so, I don't know, just like I disappointed God. Like I couldn't feel God's disappointment in me. Like it was just for real, like this what we doing now? Like you can't quit? Like you realize you can't resist temptation? Like, and I can just feel him disappointed. I can feel myself breaking his heart. You know, I can feel myself disappointing him, and that's all I could think about. I can just hear his voice in my head just with disappointment. And because this was at the time where I was going through this whole journey of finding, you know, Jesus again, and building relationship with God and building relationship with Jesus, now his, you know, now he's gonna be at me now, like on some, I'm close to him now. Me and him have an actual relationship, so he can be an actual father to me now. And it's just like I done disappointed him, and I knew that. So, you know, but I was already there, so I ended up just going to buy weed again, of course. And I bought some and smoked it, and I had like one blunt left that I didn't smoke. I had one blunt left, and I went to work, and I'm talking to one of my coworkers, and we talking about it, and I'm like, I really want to quit. And she like, me too. And me and her talking about everything, and we just came to the conclusion. I was like, let's just quit together. She like, yeah, we should just quit together. I said, you pick a day, and we're gonna quit on that day. And she was like, okay. And it was Thursday, and she was like, we're gonna quit Monday. So I said, bet, because I got one blunt left. I was like, that'll be my goodbye blunt. So she like, all right, bet, me too. I got this blunt at home. And she's like, I got whatever. That's her business. But she's like, and I'm gonna quit too. So I'm like, bet, we gonna quit, and that's gonna be the end of that. So Sunday came, I ended up smoking my blunt. Then Monday came, and I ended up smoking that Monday, which was supposed to be the day I quit. And that was like the last time I smoked. So that Tuesday was the last day. So I've officially been 1 month and 1 week clean since that day, the 14th of last month, which is July. I quit July 14th. And yeah, because August, so I quit July 14th, and I've been sober from weed ever since. I haven't smoked. I've resisted temptation on multiple occasions, and like I have never had this much temptation. Like I've never been offered this much weed in my life, you know, in a sense of since I quit. Like, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was easy, because it wasn't. The first time I tried to quit, it wasn't easy at all. I went through late night sweats. The first time, and I didn't even know, I was going through like late night sweats when I was like waking up drenched in sweat, waking up with chills. I was cold, but my body sweating. I had crazy migraines, no appetite, and I didn't know what was going on. It dawned on me to search up like symptoms of withdrawal, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going through a withdrawal. The second time I went through the same thing. Third time, the final time, it was nothing like that. Of course, I still had like a little chills here and there, late night sweats here and there, but it wasn't as severe. And it was different because this time I actually meant it. And for the people who are at this video of how to quit, or what should I do, how can I stop, it's really a mental. It's really you putting your mind to it, and just think of it as a way of just being like, whatever you put your mind to, you can do. So just like you put your mind into learning how to roll, put your mind into quitting, and put that much effort into quitting and stopping doing that, because it's a mind thing. And honestly, putting God first, because that's what it took. And God really stepped with me this way, and he helped me. I didn't really have, you know, the late night chills that bad. I'm not gonna say none ever happened, but it wasn't as severe. My appetite, I had one this entire time. The migraines were not as bad as the first 2 times that I tried. Like, God really has been walking on this journey with me, keeping me sane and keeping me where I need to be. And I can't do anything but just thank him, because originally when I quit, I was supposed to just be quit until September 21st, and then I was gonna go back. But after a while, it was just like, why go back? I don't even see a reason to start back up, because why even go through that again? Why even put yourself in a situation to have to go through these stages again and even quit? And it's just a disappointment to God. It's not something that you need. You can survive without it. You can live without it. All you need is God and Jesus. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't need it. So for all my people who's just wondering, how do I stop? Actually put it in your mind to stop. Make this something that you want to do. Whatever you want to do, you can do. Anything that you want to do, you can do. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. So if you really want to quit, you'll quit. You'll make it so that it's not something that you need anymore. And just resist that temptation, because you're going to have temptation regardless of anything that you do. Temptation comes with anything. So if you really want to quit, just do it. Stop making excuses for yourself in that sense of, I need it, or, because all that stuff will come regardless. That anger, the late night sweats, the chills, you know, you're going through a withdrawal. That's what happens. So just stay strong, pull through, know that it won't last forever. Understand that as long as you got Jesus and you have God by your side, you have nothing to worry about. Pray about it and get as much help as you can. Make sure you have somebody, if you need somebody to talk to, that's by your side, you know. Then my inbox is always open. You can always even write me or ask me questions. I'm willing to answer anybody's questions that they may have. You can hit me up on Instagram. My Instagram is in the description box below. You can always write me on Instagram with questions of anything that you may seek throughout all of your journeys. Even if you watch my New Age to Jesus video, any questions that you may have, I'm here. I am God's walking vessel, and I'm going to bring as many people as I can back to Jesus. So I'm here for any questions that you may seek, you know. But yeah, that's just kind of my journey from being, you know, non-addicted to addicted to no weed at all. So that's kind of how my journey went. That's how it began. I'm gonna end this video right here. I'm gonna need for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that post notification bell so you can be notified when your girl drops another video. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.